Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? A gracious good morning to you, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. And for some of you who don't know why I do it, when I start recording videos, I really started hard and heavy in, I want to say 2020, because I needed something to do during COVID to keep from losing my mind, basically. Had a lot of personal stuff going on, and it was just an ugly, hard time. And I thought, what better than to talk about faith, leaning hard into my faith, talking about the things that get me through, got me through. You know, I hear the old saints singing, How I Got Over. Yeah, that song. Now you know why I'm not in the choir. I heard that, and, I wanted to put my studies to good use. And it developed into this format of real talk for a faith walk. You know, you've heard me say I don't always get it right. You know, I'm full of faults, flaws, frailties, insecurities. You know, I'm just as human as anybody else. You know, and whatever papers or credentials I have behind my name is something that everybody can have. I just studied, you know, and that piece of paper, that parchment, whatever, does not divorce me from my humanity, right? So I wanted to keep that in the forefront of everybody's minds, because it's like in a couple of instances, I said some things that people don't like. And the very first thing out of their mouth was, I thought you were supposed to be thus and so. And I am thus and so. But I am also human. Like I said, that piece of paper does not divorce me from my humanity. And we need to stop elevating people and just seeing them as people. Amen? Then let me just get started with what I need to say. And this thought is prompted by, believe it or not, a song, a gospel song. And the majority of us, let me put it like this, the majority of us came to Christ on a song. When they do the invitation, there's always a song playing in the background. I wonder how many people remember the song that they came to Christ on. Mine is a classic familiar, Just As I Am. And I shared that it was at a crusade in a stadium in Northern California, the Big Valley. And the speaker was Luis Palau. So you can look that name up. He was affiliated with Billy Graham. And he had his own ministry, but he was also affiliated with Billy Graham. Okay, let me get back to my message. The song is Take You at Your Word. And that's my message. The lyrics, says, I'll take you at your word. If you said it, I'll believe it. I've seen how good it works. If you start it, you'll complete it. I'll take you at your word. And that's basically the essence of faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. That's Hebrews 11:1, folks. But I'll take you at your word. Now, this week has been one for the record books as far as that's concerned. I've had a couple of people, I want to say, tongue-in-cheek, bless me. Yeah, note how I said that. Bless me to no end, because I held them accountable to what they told me they wanted to do. How dare I? take you at your word. That part. You've often heard me say, accountability looks like punishment, feels like punishment to people who aren't prepared to accept it. And again, I talked about how I came in to do these videos, and I said I had some personal problems. And one of those personal problems was a result of me taking somebody at their word. Now, later on down the line, I want to say in about 2 years, I got the whole truth. I was able to put that puzzle together and had all the pieces at this point, because the person just got blatant and comfortable with the lying. And I guess they didn't think I was paying attention to all the things that just didn't add up. I dealt with gaslighting. There, back in the day, Saturday Night Live. Excuse me. Martin Short did this skit on a lying lawyer. And the lawyer's name was Nate Thurm. And Nate would chain smoke. And his statement was, excuse me, his disclaimer was, it's so funny that you think I said that. I didn't say that. And, I had 2 years of that. No, I didn't. Oh, no, you misunderstood. You misheard. And there would be this somewhat plausible story attached to it. And I'm going to pull out a classic Black Mother line. I am not Boo Boo the Fool. So, yeah, I'm registering. Now, for those of you who truly know me, I am like Rain Man with detail, dates, facts, details. Man, excuse me. I like to be punctual. In order to effectively do my job, I have to hear. Now, you may not think I'm listening, or I may be, yammering you, but in my head, I'm putting together the big picture so I can present it to you, and then we can move from there, putting your word together. Word is bond, y'all. And everybody from New York should know that phrase, word is bond. Saying all that to say, when you get the big picture and you hold people accountable and they get upset and they want to project on you, just know that this individual is being dishonest with themselves. There's something going on internal that they're not comfortable with what they're doing, so they're going to project it on you, and that's why they're upset. You've snatched their blanket on a very cold day for them. See, and the days are cold all the time. That's why the lie was concocted in the first place. That part.